Hello, BookTube. Well, our mail streak continues just barely. Just barely. I have one little package in the mail today. I had mail yesterday, and I filmed it, and it was pouring rain and sleet, so it didn't upload. So I uploaded it today. So you're getting two, but I want to stress that our streak does legitimately continue. I got mail yesterday, and I have a tiny bit of mail today. It could peter out at any time, because people aren't at publishing houses. They aren't at the loading docks. That could peter out anytime to nothing, or it could slowly start to trickle back up. More and more states in this country are relaxing their quarantine restrictions, relaxing their go-to-work restrictions. I wonder what it's like in your state. I'm watched by people in all sorts of states in this country, in all sorts of countries, and I wonder what it's like there. Massachusetts is currently among the highest number of confirmed cases for this virus. I think we just got edged out by Illinois, but we're still in the top five, and that's bad for any prospect of any kind of normal reopening. I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. As long as we're an epicenter in the country, I don't foresee that happening. But in plenty of places it is, and even Massachusetts, the executive orders and whatnot are scheduled. Some of them are scheduled to phase out at the end of this month. Doesn't seem possible to me, but one way or another, we have one package. Now, I'm consoling myself. It's kind of pathetic to have only one book, but nevertheless, this is a kind of pathetic channel anyway, and besides, I've done one book mail hauls before. So, and the nice thing about it is that it's from a publisher. It's not some random thing that I ordered myself. It's from a publisher. Although, one of the things that I'm going to order myself, I think the die is cast, is an e-ink dedicated e-reader. Good Lord. I put that question to you in an earlier email. Do you have one, and what do you think of it? And I have been flooded with responses. I keep the responses coming, but I have been flooded with responses from people saying that specifically, very specifically, the vast majority saying that their Kindle Paperwhite, not the normal Kindle, and also not the high-end Kindle Oasis. Some of you are very big fans of that, but by far the highest number of emails and comments and whatnot has been the Kindle Paperwhite, which is, a little research showed me, the most popular e-reader in the world. Certainly the most popular one that Amazon makes, but it seems to go across the board. And so many of you have written to me with the kind of glowing editorials that retail products just don't tend to get. It's been amazing. So many of you have said not only that you love your Kindle Paperwhite, but that it's one of the best purchases you've ever made. Several of you have Kindle Paperwhites that you're using after 7, 8, 10 years. They still work just fine. Your Kindles work just fine. But it's when it comes to the Paperwhite, the note that was struck over and over again that really struck me was the transformative note. People saying, not only is this one of the greatest purchases that I've ever made, that I absolutely swear by it, but also that it has transformed my reading, because it's very comfortable on the eyes and it offers no distractions whatsoever, which an iPhone and an iPad might be miracle devices, but they are loaded with distractions. That's the whole point of them. And I admit, I don't know, there's a part of me that's still a little bit undecided. It's not a lot of money, so probably my decision is made for me, but I have never really had any kind of eye problems reading on my iPad. And I don't know if that's because maybe it just isn't just naturally going to bother me, or it could be that at 28 I'm considerably younger than the rest of you. But one way or another, eye strain doesn't seem to be an active, it probably for me isn't an active concern, but boy oh boy, maybe that distraction bit is. Maybe that is. I mean, like any sane person, I turned off all notifications on my iPad. No, it doesn't make any noises at me. It doesn't flash any screens at me. It is completely silent. I have to check things to see whether or not there's any activity on them. But even so, they're right there. The temptation is omnipresent. Whereas an e-reader, maybe not. So I think one of the things I'm going to be getting in the mail soon will be a Kindle Paperwhite. And we will just see what we shall see. I will get it. I will do a sexy tech unboxing. And then I will live with it for a while. I'll sync it with my Amazon account. I'll move over all the ebooks that I have, and I'll reformat them with Calibre. Several of you said that one of the essential appendages to a black and white dedicated e-reader is Calibre, an app that helps you to organize your electronic bookmark collection and also spruce it up. You can change the titles, you can add pictures, you can add covers to them. I think probably I will get this thing. I will take a while to format it, get used to it, get it into communication with my other devices, load it with all of the ebooks that I have, and then we'll see. Then we'll see. Then I'll spend a lot of time with it. So I'll do an initial sexy unboxing, and then I'll give you a report later on about it. But good Lord, I don't have much doubt on the subject, not after the kinds of testimonials that I've had from all of you, from just everywhere across the age spectrum, across the reading spectrum, everywhere. People just saying, this is the best device that I use every day. That it's made me. Several of you have said that it's made you forget your phone. That you look forward to an afternoon or a free hour or free 2 hours curling up with your paperwhite, with the phone just forgotten, with the iPad just forgotten, with anything but reading just forgotten. That sounds nice. So I will let you know. But this is not a paperwhite. This is an actual book. So what are we getting here? Oh my. How nostalgic. Oh goodness. Has a pub sheet and everything. Oh my. I've almost forgotten what that's like. I wonder if this is from a long time from now. Probably it is. Let's see here. No, this is mid-July. Who knows what things will be like in mid-July. This is... well, I don't know. Niche is the name of the book. Is Momus the name of the author? Momus Niche. Maybe Momus Niche is the name of the book itself and no authors. Well, let's find out. Most introductions given from Momus, a.k.a. Nick Curry. Who is Nick Curry when he's at home? And why does he need a one-name pseudonym? Begin by noting that he resists easy summary, and this one is no different. Other attempts to describe him in short form have included, quote, Alexander Pope reincarnated as a pop star. Nick Curry is a pop star. A taboo-shattering pop introvert. I'm guessing he's a pop star. And an eye-patch synth pervert. And also as, quote, the David Bowie of the art pop underground. Found time to write a book, did you? Okay. He is one of pop music's oddest, funniest, brainiest, and most literary of cult figures. That's not particularly high bar. But let's see. He has something of the early Morrissey's self-conscious dandyism, Tom Lair's wit and showmanship, Oscar Wilde's rakishness. Oh, really? That got Wilde into trouble. So you should watch out for that. And Bertolt Brecht's theatricality, and the Pet Shop Boys' detached catchiness. Part of the difficulty in pinning him down is that he is, like Bowie, a musical shapeshifter. His 3-decade career has straddled Jacques Brel-inspired crooning, acoustic folk, post-punk, something he calls analog baroque, and electronic pop. All right, obviously. Obviously, I'm going to need to spend a little time on YouTube watching available clips of Nick Curry. Don't know that I need to do that for this book. I shouldn't need to do that for this book. But let's see. So it is fitting that Momus's memoir is not just unconventional, but essentially inside out. A series of poses and parodies of other people that together form a surprisingly earnest self-portrait. In this book, the story is given to us by 217 narrators, all of whom are dead writers, artists, and other cultural figures who have been summoned forth from their graves to talk about a minor pop star. Okay, that sounds kind of fun. On the most basic level, it is a pastiche of a rock oral history bio. But more stealthily, this sui generis book is also a moving demonstration of the ways our favorite art makes us who we are, and the ways pop culture transcends the boundaries of society, space, and time. You're so cute. These pop sheet writers are so cute. Pop culture transcends the boundaries of society, space, and time. Out of a full 100%. How much of the pop culture of 1840s London do you think you would understand? if you're not Wilson Shugart. I'm going to guess that number would be around 6 or 7% out of 100. But pop culture transcends the boundaries of society, space, and time. Okay, all right. If this sounds like a complete feat of musical, for a complex feat for a musician to pull off, I should also mention Momus's literary bona fides. He is the author of several novels and a past contributor to Wired. While this book will certainly delight fans, it also gives the uninitiated the perfect excuse to dive down a rabbit hole. Yes, exactly what I intend to do. The only thing that I'm worried about is that if that is some sort of prerequisite. Do I need to know who this person is to like this book? I'm almost tempted not to do it. Because if I'm going to review this, I'm going to review it from the standpoint of the general consumer who doesn't know who this person is. Maybe I would be poisoning my efforts if I spend 4 hours watching clips. As Publishers Weekly writes in their starred review, it got a starred review at Publishers Weekly, wow. This is, quote, that rare showbiz memoir that's both entertaining and a literary triumph. And as Grant Morrison notes, here's why Momus may one day be canonized, the first saint of a religion yet to be dreamed. Oh, Grant Morrison, will your love affair with cocaine never end? I'm eager to hear what you think, and I'm happy to offer Momus song recommendations or other background. Okay, but his song recommendations should not be background for his memoir. I know that was offered in fun. But now, of course, I want to know. Of course, my natural question is, how many of you are fans of Nick Curry or Momus? His music, I mean, not his books. Although, did he write these books under the name Nick Curry? The many books that he's written? There must be, listening to me now, dozens of people who know about this guy in a way that I do not. I've never heard of him before. I don't think I've ever heard of him before. So, naturally, I'm wondering, does this excite you? When you see this, if you're a fan of his, does this excite you? The idea that you have a memoir on your hands from this guy that you apparently know the music to. I don't know. I might hold off on that rabbit hole until I've read this. I think I might do that. But anyway, that is what I certainly can't fault it for unpredictability. That is our mail haul for today. It is a memoir in pastiche of a rock star, a minor pop star called Nick Curry, otherwise known as Momus. So that is your mail, and that is also your mail update. Is that sooner or later, I think sooner rather than later, you're going to see a Kindle Paperwhite come this way, and then we will see what we will see. So tell me more stories about Nick Curry, yes, but also tell me more stories about your Kindle Paperwhite. And Calibre, do you use Calibre? And what about the one thing that was kind of missing from all the data, the ancillary data that I've got about the Kindle Paperwhite? In fact, only 2 people have actually brought it up. Is what about the, to use the vocabulary of the YouTube tech channels, what about the power users? Are any of you out there power users of your Kindle Paperwhite? 2 people wrote to me and said, because one of the big selling points of this thing, one of the things that Kindle goes on and on about, and also all the review videos go on and on about, and also that most of you have gone on and on about, is the battery life. That you charge this thing to 100% and you barely have to think about charging it again for a long time. The charge lasts a very long time. Many of you said that. 2 of you have warned me that the battery life is overstated by Amazon, and that a reader like me, keep in mind, I'm going to be reading on this thing for hours on end. Two people out of the hundreds that I've heard from said that a reader like you is going to drain it pretty fast. So I'm curious to know, what about other power readers out there, people who are reading for 4, 5, 6 hours, a day, or 4 hours a day, something like that. I don't expect miracles. I don't expect miracles. I read for well over 10 hours every day. I don't think that any e-reader is meant to put up with that without a fuss. So probably I will need to charge mine more than you do, but will I still experience that long battery life? I'm curious to know. And what other things, positive or negative, might come into this discussion, especially now that I'm more or less committed. I'd love to hear more of that. I'll put the call in the video title, just so that those of you with e-readers who don't care about the mail might know and sing out. So there you go. That is mail. Our streak continues to limp along. 1 book, a weird one, and not until July. So that's great, because that means I can probably trust the pub date. Pub dates for May are just changing left and right. I pick 3 books off my May shelf. I just, at random, I pick 3 off. I go to Amazon and examine their new pub dates, and all 3 of them have changed. So, but one way or another, that is the mail. So that'll be the last video for today, I believe, and then we'll see each other tomorrow. So I will see you then. Thank you, BookTube.